Half time in the game. I'm stressed out of my mind. 14-10 to the Jagoffs. The Jagoffs look good, but usually Belichick makes. We're in for a fight, boys. Still got Brady. We've won a Super Bowl without Gronk. That's the other problem. Gronk. Barry Church. Is it a cheap shot? Don't know. Only he'll know. Second half's on the way. Let's see what happens. Come on. Yes!
Brady under center. Second and goal. Fake it to White. Looking around. Has time.
Playoff Dola.
Call in motion. Rushing forward.
Fumble!
It was
Come on, Patricia.
Gotta pick up 14.
Come on, boys. It's a belief.
It's man to man. All three receivers over here. All three corners over here. Stepping up and throwing.
First take two. Liquor and whores, liquor and whores, the cigarettes and dope and mustard and bologna, liquor and whores.
Yeah, check. Here we go. As John Mack from Vantage Sports Edition. First up is the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the New England Patriots. So I'm a bit biased here because I'm a Pats fan. I just want to give you a few stats in the playoffs. Tom Brady has 35 playoff appearances. Blake Bortles, Keenum and Foles combined have 5 playoff appearances. Belichick has 37. Belichick has 37 playoff appearances. And Doug Marrone, Peterson, and Doug Peterson and Mike Zimmer combined have 5. So it's fair to say that I went into this game with a lot of confidence. Soon to be chipped away by Jacksonville. First quarter, New England showed their intentions by going for it on 4th and 2 and making it a great pass to Amendola. Then Jacksonville sacked Brady. Fowler sacks Brady. An interesting stat, if Brady gets sacked more than 3 times in a game, he's 50-50 in the playoffs. So it could go either way if you sack him 3 times or more, which is encouraging seeing as they've had a sack in the first quarter. Then Jacksonville drives it down the field, and the fans in Foxborough really went silent when they scored, when the Tennessee Titans scored against the Patriots. But they were boisterous, they were up for it. And usually this isn't the loudest crowd in the league, but they showed up for this game. Pass to Mercedes Lewis, play action. They were expecting the run, and he just threw it out to the right to Mercedes Lewis, and he scores, and Jacksonville is up 7-3. You have another Jag drive, they go down the field again, and Fournette rushes it in. And it's not looking good for the Patriots. I was getting worried at this. Pats go for a 40-yard deep throw to Gronk, and Barry Church. Gronk actually doesn't catch the ball, which he's been criticised for. I don't know why. We know he's clutch. He's knocked out, goes in for concussion protocol, and he's out of the game. Should we be worried? I was. But we've seen them win a Super Bowl last year without Gronk. We have the second sack in the second quarter, second sack by Fowler. And now I'm really getting worried because I know if you can get enough pressure on Brady, especially down the middle, that's the way to beat the Patriots. With 2 minutes left in the second quarter, you have a delay of game which saves the Patriots and it moves the Jags back. Now at this stage, the Patriots defense, contrary to what a lot of the critics or pundits are saying, that they weren't playing well. Even with 14-3 on the board, I actually thought they were playing pretty well because they stopped the Jags. But the only thing is, Brady didn't go down and score or answered. The differences in this game between the Jags-Steelers game and Brady and the Jag-offs. At this time I stopped calling them Jag-offs. I was getting a little bit more worried and a lot more respect for them. Big Ben went for the deep throw. He connected with Jones, and I think the difference here was Brady wasn't connecting on the deep throw. He was getting pass interference. So, Patriots go down the field and James White scores. And it's 14-10 to the Jag-offs. And there's 55 seconds left. There's 55 seconds left. When you've got the Pats down, you've got to step on the throat. And what do the Jag-offs do? They take a knee and go in for the second half. The wrong call. I don't care how you look at it, we're ahead. Let's keep it. No, you don't keep what you've got when you've got Tom Brady on the other side. You go for more points. Second half starts. Will Gronk return? Gronk. No mas. Gronk isn't returning and they've got to adjust. But if you have to say who's the best team at adjusting in the NFL, you'd say it's the Pats. Was playing well in the first half. And it seemed a little bit like they were going conservative. You could say the Falcons, well, you could say they wanted to learn out of the Falcons' mistake and, control time of possession, take the top of the game. But you still have to get first downs. You can't just run the ball into a brick wall and not get first downs. And you might as well throw it. And I think a worrying thing about this game is Hogan. He's not playing well. We'll see how he does in the Super Bowl. In the third quarter, Hogan gets his first connection with Brady. You have Cooks missing a pass. He actually played well. He had a lot of comeback routes in the game. And they're playing soft, which is a good thing. I mean, you haven't seen him running those routes too many times in the season. So it seems he's starting, eventually he's starting to get a connection with Brady. With those comeback routes, Pats are moving the ball down the field. So, bad miss by Cooks and the Pats defense. Right, in the last 4 games they were down by more than 2 scores. The Pats defense has only allowed 3 points in the fourth quarter in those last 4 games that they were down more than 2 scores in a game. The second sack on Bortles, and the Pats defense, they've woken up and they're really playing well. Okay, I was all wrong. Was it a flea flicker? It was a flea flicker by Bortles. And now you're thinking, okay, they're pulling out all the stops to beat the Pats. But the Pats still stop them. And they get a field goal. And it's 20-10. And they're up 2 scores. They're not up 2 touchdowns, but they are up 2 scores. Okay, here we go. This was the play. So Brady throws it backwards to Hogan. Hogan goes a bit down the field, then throws it backwards to Lewis. Lewis goes down. You think, oh, what a play, what a flippin' trick play. And then Lewis fumbles it.
Percentage-wise, doesn't look all that different. Watch out here. That was a backward pass, and it's coming back over to Lewis. Solder in front. A whole brigade, but Miles Jack falls on it, comes up with the football. He's got the football in his hands.
Oh, I think he got it, Jim. I think he actually got it. Did that just happen?
On the takedown.
We got to see this. Oh, that's loose. That is definitely... Oh. Oh.
Ruling on the field is that the runner fumbled. It was recovered by the defense. First down, Jacksonville. After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. It is a first down, Jacksonville.
Which was a bit controversial because the player took it from his stomach. It never touched the ground. Not that that matters because he was running. And he stood up and the whistle blew. So, in full disclosure, the ref should have let it go. But I can see why he blew the whistle, because he thought the guy that took the ball was touchdown. That could have changed the game big time. In any case, fumble. But can the Jags do anything with this fumble? No, they couldn't. Now, this is that could have been the biggest play for the Jaguars. But this, for me, is the biggest play for New England. 3rd and 18. He has to have it.
They loose as it's a 3rd and 18. Pocket sealed for a moment. Brady's able to throw it. And they convert on 3rd and 18. That's a huge play for the Patriots.
Tightness in the pocket. You're going to see right up top here the end cut. See how he looks off the linebacker's left?
Brady gets it. Great pass. Moves a bit out of the pocket. Straight down to Amendola. Playoff Dola. I don't know, give him whatever nickname you want. Amendola, Big Game Dola. He played out of his skin. He played lights out, baby. Just after this, you get another trick play. Now you really know Patriots are going balls to the wall. You've got another flea flicker to Dorset, another first down, and they're moving the ball down the field. Obviously, Amendola took the ball, touchdown, 2017 with 8:44 left on the clock in the 4th quarter. Then you have another drive for the Patriots, but the Jags are still in this game. You've got a pass interference of Cooks, but nothing comes of it, and the ball goes back to the Jaguars. The Jags have their chance. Time of the clock, they've got 3rd and 9, and what can they do? Nothing. Portals stuffed. Now, at this stage, if you were the Patriots, it didn't take a rocket scientist like Patricia to figure out what they were doing. They were running it on 1st down and passing on 2nd down. So, could you blame the Jags for conservative play calling? You could see it coming from a mile away. 5:10 left in the 4th quarter. They have to punt it, and Amendola's bad punt. Amendola runs it back to the 30-yard line for short field for Brady. And I think you can see where it's going from here. And just one more time, Amendola, immense. He took over the role of Gronk, the Pats defense. They stopped Jags. I mean, they could have, even though the Jags were running it, they could have sort of broke one free and made those first downs, but they were like a brick wall and Fournette couldn't get through it. So this is how they got it into the end zone. They had a screen to Lewis, and then it was second down and goal, and Amendola once again, what a catch, getting Bofield down back of the end zone, jumped up, brilliant, touchdown, 24-20 to the Pats, and the Jags had 2 minutes 30 left.
Over to White. Blockers in front. James White gets halfway home to the 15. Brady looking around. Caught. Amendola. Brady keeps it. Center, 2nd and goal. Fake it to White. Looking around. Has time. Throws it. Did he get the feet down? What an effort! Touchdown, Amendola.
Let's see if he does it. High ball back in the end zone, how you're supposed to throw it there, so it's protected. Right foot, left foot, ball. That's a touchdown, Jim. New England has the lead and a shot at heading to the Super Bowl.
Amazing effort, no doubt, by Brady to drive him again, but
they needed to move it down the field. Could Bortles do it? Could he do it? I mean, he scored 45 goals. He helped score 45 goals against the Steelers. So they must have had a little hope. And 13. And there's a minute 53 left on the clock. Can Bortles make the pass? And it's an emphatic no by Gilmore, jumping up like a elegant gazelle. Gazelle? No, not Brady's gazelle. In any case, jumping up, punching the ball out of here. I thought catch it, but I'm an idiot. Don't catch it. You're going to lose for field position. So, good stop. 4th down, 1:53 left. Pats only need 1 first down. And Lewis, which he didn't have the best game, but he ran a good blocking by Devlin and co. And he gets a first down. And game over. And that's a wrap.
I don't think Bortles can go down and win the game with no timeouts. That's what that's telling you.
it's Lewis. Lewis running free, and that could very well do it. Dion Lewis found a tiny little opening and used that burst and speed, and Belichick knows he's got it now. Brady with all that.
What do I have to say about this game? Brady was Brady, Pats were the Pats, and the Jags choked. Even with they were moaning about bad refereeing calls. No, the blame is on you, my friend. You, Dougie Mulroney, and you, Blakey Bortles. Because if I was Blake Bortles, I might not have listened to the calls they gave me. I might not have a job next year, but it'll give me a better chance to win. So I'm not advocating not listening to the coach, but in this case, if I was him, I would have gone into that huddle and said, boys, we're not playing conservative. We're going to go balls out and try and win this, and not take a knee with 50 seconds left in the first half. Patriots, well, who will they play? Minnesota? All those filthy animals. The Philly Eagles. Here. Here we go. Minnesota Vikings at the number 1 underdog. Not seed apparently. Philadelphia Eagles. A few stats, I'll give you a few stats before we start. Games started in their careers. Keenan started 39 games. He's 21 wins, 18 losses. Foles started 41. He was 23 and 18. And a candidate for Player of the Year. So people are underestimating Foles big time. He can do it, but I think he needs right coach, right environment, right play calling. Free quarterbacks that don't need all those factors to be successful. It's an outdoor team, and Minnesota, like I've said before, you would have thought they would take advantage of the weather down there, but I guess if you lived there you'd rather play indoors, wouldn't you? So indoor teams in a conference game playing in an outdoor venue, or have they had any success? No, they haven't. They're 0 and 12 going from indoor to play in an outdoor venue. But Minnesota are still the favourites for some reason. So first quarter, Keenum drives it down the field. It looks like the recipe for success is run, throw. Run, throw the ball. And they did this well in this first drive against the number 1 run defense in the NFL. So, Keenum drives them down, they score. It's looking great for the Vikings. 7-0. Now in this game you see Foles, special teams made a bad play at the start of the game. Defense not playing well. They just let the flippin' Vikings drive down the field, no problem. Score touchdown on them. And Foles goes, he actually wasn't playing too badly, but his receivers dropped 2 catches in a row. The one guy caught the catch, but then went out of bounds. So all 3 phases of the Eagles are playing badly. But if you want to play badly at stages in the game, it might as well be in the first few drives. So there's that. It couldn't get any worse for them from there. And maybe it woke them up a bit. Most of the season, people have been saying how, well, they've been underestimating Case Keenum, everybody and his coach. It looked like he said, well, I've been proving you wrong all this time. I'm a bit irritated. So now that you think I'm all good and we're ready to go, I might just turn into that pumpkin you were saying I am. And he throws a horrible pass. Yeah. Chris Long did hit his arm on the rush, and that might have caused, well, it did cause this bad pass. Could you say he should have held on to it? I don't know, you decide. In any case, horrible throw, intercept, first turnover of the game. Turnovers are big, as we know, in playoffs. And actually, he took the turnover back for a touchdown. So that's a defensive touchdown, and it's 7-7. Saints Vikings game. There was no pressure on Keenum. That offensive line of his was immense. What did the Eagles do, which is a bit worrying for the Patriots? They got pressure on Keenum, and he didn't look good under the pressure. Seems like Doug Peterson took his cue from the Vikings, and he decided, well, we're going to punish you with Jay Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount. They ran the ball, which took the pressure off Foles, and he could throw the ball down the field, and he threw bombs. And then you have Blunt Force Trauma running in an 11-yard run. Oh, how much I would have loved him on the Patriots, just to have a bit of diversity in the running game for the Pats. But in any case, Blunt Force and Ajayi running well, and Blunt Force takes it in for 11-yard run. I'm happy for him. 14-7, and at this stage, Philly is stopping the run completely for the Vikings, and they're forcing Keenum to throw. I think 9:52, you've got a sack on Foles. Keenum gets the ball back, and what does he do? He drives back there in the red zone. Oh, it's all looking good. And actually, they weren't playing badly. It's all looking good for the Vikings. And what does old Keenum do? Old pumpkin face. He fumbles the ball. Another turnover. 2 turnovers just in the first half. And will the Philly take advantage of it once again? It's a fumble in the red zone, which means even if they didn't make it, they could have had a punt. And if Philly takes advantage of it, like I said, will they? We'll see. Fumble, Long recovers it. Seeing Keenum fold under the pressure. So how will Foles do? Teams are desperate and they decide to bring the heat. It's 3rd and 10. And they decide to bring the heat and destroy Foles. And the 2 rushers are in his face. And does he fold under the pressure? No, he folds. He throws a satellite-guided Scud missile to Alshon Jeffries. Touchdown, 21-7. There's a minute 9 left in the game, in the first half. And Keenum has to drive it back, but he can't. Philly stops them. And they've got 29 seconds left. So, Doug Marone, what do you do with 29 seconds left? You take a knee, you're 21-7 up. What the hell do you want to play on? No. Doug Peters said, listen boys, we're here to win. This is playoff. This is how you play, Maroney. With Ajayi, pass to Ertz, he goes out of bounds. Another run of Ajayi. Time out. 4 seconds left. Punt, 24-7. No, yeah, 7-24 to the Eagles. this might seem a bit obvious, but at this stage, you look at it, might be the state of the game, but it just looked like the Eagles were having fun. And obviously when you're down that much, you can't be having fun when you're the Vikings. And enjoying the game, and they were loose, and they were ready to play. Biggest factor attributing to them being down 24-7 is Case Keenum, unfortunately. 14 points if you don't have those 2 turnovers. In theory, you're down 10-7. 24-7. Do you really think Keenum is going to bring you back from that far down? Because when they beat Saints, they were playing from the front. So can they play from behind? Stats for the first half. Total plays and yards for the Vikings. 38 plays, 185 yards. 32 plays, so 6 plays less. So it shows you there were a few bombs in there, few big plays, and 32 plays, 242 yards for the Eagles. Now it's 5 out of 7 for the Eagles and 3 out of 9. Not looking good for the Vikings. Passing yards for Mr. Foles, 202 passing yards. And even with it, well, the turnovers, those yards really didn't mean much, because you could say 70 yards you could cancel with the turnovers from Keenum. Attempts and 141 yards. 1 passing yards. Turnovers, Keenum 2. Not the Vikings 2. Keenum had 2 turnovers. And the Eagles 0. Oh, second half starts. Can Keenum come back? Again, a good pass on the blitz by Foles. And another flea flicker. We had 4 in the previous game. So this will make it the 5th flea flicker on the night. 5th flea flicker on the night. 41-yard touchdown to Torrey Smith, which makes it 31-7. And I think the game's a wrap at this stage. But we can't call it a wrap yet, can we?
Has been way too comfortable.
That's Barr coming on a blitz. Got there a step late. Pass caught by Jeffrey.
Zimmer all night.
The Eagles are 6 for 8 on 3rd down. Flea flicker. Foles launches downfield. Smith. Touchdown.
About it coming into this game. Torrey Smith, they've had a hard time this year really getting him involved in the deep balls, and you see that he slow plays it coming off the line. He takes off. Harrison.
Keenum did have 1 throw on the so he did drive them back again, and this could have gotten them back in the game, but Phelan juggles it, and they thought it was a touchdown, but it touched the ground. But you had a similar situation for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. When you're there, you have to score 3 touchdowns and a field goal. So if you're 4th and long, you take the field goal. Either way, you have to get that field goal somewhere. So you might as well take it on the first drive and then come back with, which is highly unlikely, I know. But if you get out mathematically, you need a field goal and 3 touchdowns. So just take the field goal, you numbskull. 4th quarter fully is up, 31-7. It's all looking good. I don't you know, this is not the Patriots, and this is not Tom Brady on the other side. It's Case Keenum, unfortunately. And gets him down to the red zone. Oh, you get this brilliant shift on the line. Oh, it was poetry in motion. I love it when they do this in the NFL. And Foles throws a strike, and it's 38-7.
20. On 3rd down and goal, Foles surveys, fires, touchdown Alshon Jeffrey.
Catch by Alshon Jeffries, 38-7, and it's game over, and that's a wrap, boys. And just to put the cherry on the cake for a bad night for Case Keenum, he throws his 3rd touchdown intercept. It's the 1st turnover to Corey Graham in the red zone, just to put the cherry on the cake for a bad night for Keenum. And that's a wrap, boys. It's game over. The reason for this Eagles victory, is it bad Minnesota or good Eagles? Give all the praise to a good Eagles team. Good all-round team. Playing the Pats, obviously I'm picking the Pats. The thing that scares me is that pressure down the middle. Minnesota, I'd say they'd have a better team than the Patriots as well. But I say we stack up well against the Eagles, except for that pressure down the line. So O-line needs to have a good game. They need to be balling, Daddy-o. And hopefully Gronk will be back. I bet he'll be back. At this Eagles come in, this is just the thing that's scaring me is Foles playing well and pressure down the middle. Ladies and gents, that's a wrap, and I'll be back after the Super Bowl, or maybe a few predictions beforehand. And just to Liverpool, you suck. How can you lose against Swansea? I'd rather you lost against City and beat Swansea than have that horrible full performance against Swansea. And now I'm out for real. That's a wrap.
Well, I was down, drinking at the Legion. I met a girl, she was nice, she was pretty and pleasing. She said, hey boy, we should do some marrying. And I said sure, but before we do, there's something that you should know. I like liquor and whores, liquor and